Hello and welcome to Rev Sports. I'm Gargi Raut. And joining me today from Chennai is Shomik Chakrabarti. India is well on its way to win this test match. And right now, the very question is will India finish up the job? What do you think, Shomik? Can Bangladesh really put up a fight here?
See, as I was entering the stadium, a couple of fans asked me, "Sir, is the game is going to over before lunch?" So, weather permitting, basically, I think India need sort of 40 overs, 40 odd overs to wrap this up. There is cloud cover, but there is no rain. However, as per the weather forecast, there are chances of rain around 11 p.m. But even if this is only the fourth day, India will wrap it up for sure. But let's see how the weather behaves. I think India. Once again, I will repeat that if India gets the 40 odd overs, they will wrap it up in 40 odd overs.
Okay. What about you, Bharat? India is well on its way and dominating throughout the test match. When do you think India can wrap this up by?
Yeah, maybe somewhere in the second session, that's what I expect. Maybe some Bangladeshi batter. One or two of the maybe you can say Sakib Al Hasan will get some 40, 50, Santong might get 70, 80. So maybe somewhere in the second session, I think they will wrap it up because I don't see Bangladesh batting for longer period of time. We are living in an age where we don't have batters who play for long hours without scoring runs. So they will try to play some shots. One or two batters might get 70 or 80, and it will finish maybe 260 to 70 all out.
Yeah, it seems likely because they're already 4 down, so not a lot to do for India when it comes to India because once Jasprit Bumrah, I believe so, once Jasprit Bumrah comes back in, and it will be very tough for the first session. Shamik, I want to ask how's the pitch reacting as of now? Late yesterday, and how do you think it will react today?
See, the way red soil pitches behave, from day 4 onwards, spinners seriously come into play. There would be some wear and tear. There are some wear and tear on this pitch, and I think from today itself, for day 4, day 5, this game is unlikely go to day 5 unless there is rain. But I mean, spinners will be a lot more effective. There would be turn, there would be bounce as the game progresses. So that's how red soil pitches behave, and it will follow the pattern.
Yeah. And Bharat, if you were to look back, also there's a comment here, freaking awesome is saying, if Bumrah picks 3 more wickets today, he will be the highest wicket taker in tests in 2025. Well, what do you say about that, Bharat?
Yeah, see, these are things that will happen. See, if Bumrah keeps picking wickets, he will become the highest wicket taker, and he's been picking wickets for a long period of time. And yeah, compared to a couple of other pacers, he plays perhaps little less compared to some other English pacers who play a lot more test matches every year. So, but records will follow. See, Jasprit Bumrah is at the peak of his powers, and this is the time where he will take a lot of wickets. So those things are expected. Just you wanted to ask another question. I just forgot. The another question is just asked, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you just repeat that?
Oh, I was just asking about, what you thought, of course, of Bumrah and will he be able to take 3 more wickets? I think it's very likely. But Najmul Shanto, I think, is batting right now. Yeah, he's on 51, but it's going to be a brand new innings from him once he comes to bat today. Uh, who do you think? Do you think it will be Bumrah that takes those wickets, the final few wickets?
Yeah, to be okay. See, just with Dobra from round the wicket, he will trouble all the Bangladeshi left-handers because see, as this is as I said, he's a sort of freak of nature in a sense because he comes round the wicket and the ball seems to swing even after pitching. It happened to Raheem as well. It swung after pitching and were 9 degrees of swing. So it's very difficult for a left-handed batter when he goes round the wicket, unless that batter's name turns out to be, I guess, nowadays Travis Head. All other left-handers somehow are getting out to Jasprit Bumrah. Very difficult to play him from that angle. So It will be difficult for Shanto, but he said again he has to start again today. Even if you are on 70, 40, 50, the previous day, next day you are starting on zero basically. So it will be difficult for both Sakib and Shanto, especially when he goes round the wicket. So he might take 2, 3 wickets early on itself.
Yeah. And Shobhit, when you look in hindsight, did you think that the test match would play out this way, that India would dominate in such a way, and you'd see really no fight from Bangladesh? I think the only fight we saw was on day one when a lot of wickets had fallen, and we thought we were in a rut, but Jadeja and Ashwin came back and saved us.
Yeah, basically they were in the game in the first two sessions only, but it was sort of expected given the gulf in class between the two sides. And once India decided to play on a red soil pitch, banking on the fast bowlers, and I mean, if it were a black soil pitch, if it were a square turner, Bangladesh might have come into the party, given that they had two very experienced spinners. And also India's batting against spin off late doesn't inspire confidence. But and once I even before the start of the match, I said Bumrah. When Bumrah is there, I mean he is the difference in the sense that without Bumrah maybe it would have been 60-40. With Bumrah it is 90-10 or 80-20, and we shouldn't read too much into Bangladesh. I mean, obviously, no disrespect to Bangladesh, and they won 2-0 against Pakistan in Pakistan. But the state of affairs in Pakistan cricket at the moment. Pakistan lost from 26 for 6 in the second test. In the first test, they declared and lost from there. It- Such things are never going to happen in India. So, from that point of view, the game is going into day four. That was sort of expected. I mean, this has been panning out along the expected lines. And Gargi, I just want to add one more thing. Ravindra Jadeja needs just 4 more wickets to complete his 300 scalps. Bangladesh have 6 wickets left. Can Jadeja and Chepak is his spiritual home, being a CSK player? Can Jadeja take 6? Day for wicket might assist him, but then again, I think to start with, India will start with the fast bowlers, but then Jadeja is going to get to that milestone in this series, hopefully.
Yeah. And Bharat, I wanted to ask, because the pitch is reacting in such a way, it's turning sharply. Do you think there might be a chance where India open with Jadeja and Ashwin today?
They might,
Ashwin could, sorry,
but
carry on, Bharat.
yeah, the turn is there, but it's slightly on the slower side. Yesterday it was on the slower side. The turn was on the slower side. See, it's more than red pitches, red soil pitches is more about clay content. Clay content in India it's less. So yeah, even red soil pitches by day four it will make up a bit, but it's the turn is on the slower side. It's more about rough outside the left-handers. With left-handers, whatever the rough would be there outside the left-handers off stump, that would play on their minds. One more point I wanted to add. See, India's biggest strength is their lower order, lower middle order. People may agree or not, but over last 2 3 years, Indian batters have struggled. They struggled against England. They struggled against Australia in Delhi, in the Delhi testings, Australia, they were in a spot of bother against England at Ranchi. They were in a spot of bother at 177 for 7. We thought Ashwin gone, Jadeja gone, India will be all out now, but even Kuldeep Yadav scored some runs. And it's very much similar here also. India were 144 for 6, and Jadeja and Ashwin came together and did the rescue act. And that is what I think makes India almost invincible at home, because the lower middle order is so strong. As far as the pitch is concerned, yeah, there will be a turn, but I don't expect really sharp turn. This is not a raging turner or something like that. I guess they will start with fast balls and then maybe go with Ashwin and Jadeja.
Shobhit, do you have something to add to that?
Hello. Sorry, Gargi, can you please repeat?
Yeah. Did you want anything to add to that?
Um, See, as far as talking about the lower middle order, when Jadeja and Ashwin paired up, we are chatting at the press box, and we were talking tongue in cheek. India's batting starts now. It was purely tongue in cheek, but that's how it happened. So many times, and even in the last test here at Chipak that Ashwin played, he scored 100, and by then in Bangladesh bowling had lost. The seam movement sort of had died down a bit. All said and done, I think. I mean, India or Bangladesh, India is where, irrespective of India, even if it were in Bangladesh, for Bangladesh, India is a bridge too far. Player to player, Indians are better. They have the advantage of the home conditions, and they have a bit that they might be down, but they never up.
Yeah. Uh, okay, we have a few questions. Shubham Sharma is asking Bumrah. Uh, okay, Shubham Sharma is saying Bharat sir, Kanpur will be black soil or red soil. Better to give Bangladesh fast bouncy pitch in Kanpur also.
Yeah, Kanpur seeds pretty much an old ground. So we expect slow pitches there. Most likely, we'll get a black soil pitch. Yeah, it's very difficult to change the square. See, the square has been there for a very long time. For India to prepare a bouncy pitch at Kanpur, they have to basically dig out the square and change the characteristics of the pitch. That's not going to happen. Even if you leave grass on a Kanpur pitch, because the square is of that type, it's very difficult to prepare a bouncy pitch. You can prepare a seaming pitch. If you leave a good amount of grass, a good covering of grass, the ball will seam around even at Kanpur. I don't think you will get a bouncy track where the ball will carry nicely to the wicketkeeper, because the square is pretty old and it's a pretty slow track there in Kanpur. So expect everything to happen slowly at a ground like Kanpur. So the main thing with India is, as I said, Indian pitches is there is less clay content. If you look at Australian pitches, you get black soil pitches as well with good carry and bounce, because the clay content is around 60 to 70%. If you look at Adelaide pitch, if you look at even the Perth pitch, of course, it's now a drop in pitch. The old Waka pitch, they were all black soil pitches, but the clay content there was around 60 to 70%. That is why there was such good carry at Kanpur and all. You won't have that kind of clay content. The square is old, and you expect the pitch to be quite slow.
Yes,
Gargi, I
another
would like to add a Gargi, I would like to add a little more to it this, because I have been gathering information about the Kanpur pitch. Obviously, it very likely, in all likelihood, it's going to be a red soil pitch, but Kanpur pitch is traditionally a slow turner. But I'm from Chennai. I would be going to Kanpur. Once I get there, I get a first-hand account of how the pitch is going to be like, or what India's team composition will be. But to the question that whether it would be a red soil pitch or a black soil pitch, it will be a black soil pitch.
Okay, quite interesting. And Shubham Sharma is asking another question. Mumra should not bowl now, better to rest him. Akashdeep should bowl more to assess his bowling. What do you think, Shomik?
No. There is a test match going on. This is not a practice game. The captain will use his best bowlers. He will try to wrap up the game as early as possible. So from that point of view, and Bumrah has got, after the T20 World Cup, Bumrah had an elongated rest period. Now he is bowling. It is not that, he has bowled a hell lot of overs. This is, once again, this is not a practice game. A test match is going on, and Bumrah will bowl as per the requirement of the team. And I don't think if it were, Bangladesh were scoring 500, Bumrah were forced to bowl 25 odd overs in this intense hit. That would have been different. He has been, he has been Rahit has used him in short spells, and it's absolutely fine. There is no point saying that we should raise Bumrah, we should use Akash Deep to bowl more. It doesn't work like that. A competitive, a test cricket, a test match is going on, and the captain will use his best bowlers the way he wants to.
Yeah, I'll just
Absolutely.
get a point. I'll just get a point
Yeah.
to it. See, injury has to happen. It will happen at some point. It's not like if you rest a bowler for one match, or if you rest a bowler for the final day, his injury won't take place, something like that. If it happen, it has to happen. The next ball, Bumrah will suffer an injury. If it has to happen next year, he will suffer an injury next year. So it's not like you can't do like that. When you are playing a test match, you have to use your best bowlers. Yeah, you can rest a bowler for 2 3 matches. I agree. Then you can extend a bowler's career. But if when you're playing in a competitive test match, then you have to use your best bowlers because it's all in fate. It's all about fate. When injury has to happen or when something has to happen, it will happen.
And final question, will end the show with this. Shashwat is asking Bharat actually. Hey Bharat, what do you think? Why do you think Siraj has not performed that well in India compared to overseas? What does he need to do?
Yeah, since one of the reasons could be Siraj is not that great at old ball swing. Once he got a little bit of contrast swing against the English batters. English batters at Rajkot is not too good at getting the old ball to reverse like someone like Jasprit Bumrah or Mohammad Shami. Mohammad Shami is good at getting this contrast swing. If you look at Jasprit Bumrah in one single spell at the oval, he got the ball to go contrast and then to Barristow he bowled reverse swing. So this was a masters at it. Mohammad Siraj is not a master at getting old ball swing. Another thing with Mohammad Siraj is a bit inconsistent. If he bowls well in one innings like at Rajkot, he took 4 wickets in that Rajkot first innings right against England. In total, it only took 6 wickets in 4 tests against England. So he's a very inconsistent bowler. It's not it's someone who can get put on a game-changing performance once in a while, but the consistency is not something that expect from Siraj. I think biggest reason is he doesn't get the whole ball to move much. If you don't get the whole ball to move much in Indian conditions, it's tough to really succeed.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Shomik and Bharat, for joining the show. We'll wrap up the show with that. It will be interesting to see how fast India can wrap this up. Maybe before lunch. I think that will be unlikely, but
What is
I'm
your prediction, Gagi? Before lunch or in the second session?
I I want them to do it before lunch because that will be very exciting to see wickets after wickets falling. That's always exciting. If that happens, then it will be very interesting. But I think it might happen a little after lunch, before tea. That's my prediction. But thank you, Shomik and Bharat, for joining, and to everyone who's watching. Don't forget to like.